Welcome everyone to the Commission on Indian Homelessness meeting for June. I hope everyone has had a chance to review the minutes that Deb sent out, and so I would much appreciate a motion to accept those minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, great, thanks. Could I have a second, please?
I can second.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Renee. Okay, so let's see. Sophia is here. Is Sharika here yet?
Yeah. She is.
Okay, great. Okay, so the first thing on the agenda then is the new COC program manager.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sharika Floyd. I am introducing our new COC program manager, Sophia Russell. Sophia is not new to the group. She has worked with many of our agencies and was a huge part of the PIT count last year. So developing and helping coordinate the operation of that. And now she is here at the city as the new COC program manager. So she'll be taking on the role that I had. And she's been with us for about a week and a half, 2 weeks, and she's doing an amazing job, and we're excited to have her.
Great. Welcome, Sophia. So, Sharika, are you going to talk about these site visits for the COC and ESG funding effective 2024?
I'll let
Sophia. Yeah. So for the site visits this year, if an agency is chosen to be funded, what will happen is that they will have a site visit after the selection. And so it'll give commission members an opportunity to see the agencies that they may not be familiar with. And then also talk to the staff members that will be either working with the program or the leaders of those agencies. And so that is what the site visits will be regarding, which leads us into the next meeting point about the rating panel. And so this year we are asking commission members if they would like to be a part of the rating panel to let us know. As you may already know, that rating panel is made up of community members. And so those are persons that are in the community, will get the guidelines and criteria in which to rate those that are applying for the funding. And we would love to have commission members be a part of that as well, especially if you're going out to do the site visit, so that you can see what was written, but then also see it in action when you go out to do a site visit. Any questions on that?
And I'll just add one thing with the site visits. It wasn't city requested or anything. Some of the rating panel members actually are interested in being more involved in knowing more about the sites that they are requesting, approving funding for. So in order to be able to better assess and understand the programs, they are requesting that site visits are done prior to contract approvals and things like that.
Thank you.
And Sharika and Sophia, again, when do we expect to do the site visits?
Right now, it is between August 5th and August 12th.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I would highly recommend the rating panel to any commission members. That it's really a good thing, and it really doesn't take that much of your time to do it. So I would highly recommend it.
Yes, yeah. Alan has been with us for about 2 years joining in. So if anyone is interested, definitely let us know.
Thank you. And then the Choosing Home Prevention Program update. So that program started on June the 1st. It is ran by city employees. It did go through a small restructuring, just making sure that we have everything in place. And so we haven't had any referrals to the program as of yet. However, it is up and running and referrals are coming in. And so we'll give you another update about that when we meet again. probably not our next meeting, but the meeting after that one. Yeah. And that's all I have.
Okay, does anyone have any questions or for Sophia or Sharika?
I just have one last thing. The
Yeah.
commission attendance policy. I'm sorry, Alan, I added it on the agenda at the last minute because it came out this morning.
Okay.
There is a new commission attendance policy that has been adopted by the city and the county commissioners. And I will send that out to you guys today. And it reads, in an effort to facilitate effective execution of duties and responsibilities assigned to various city boards and commissions, the council adopted on June 3rd an ordinance setting forth attendance requirements for appointees to boards and commissions. This ordinance and attendance requirements will become effective July 1st, 2024. They are hopeful that the adherence to these requirements will reduce the frequency at which meetings are rescheduled due to the lack of a quorum and the imposition of such on members committed to services. After July 1st, city appointees to various boards and commissions will be expected to attend at least 65% of the regular and special meetings of their appointed board or commission. Members will be permitted up to 3 excused absences per calendar year. If there is more than 3 absences, the mayor's office and city clerk's office should be advised of this, and then a letter in writing will be sent to the city mayor and city clerk's office. They will then reach out to the prospective board member and they will discuss what will go on from there. Last thing, part of this is the diversity and prevention sexual harassment training that is required for all commission members as well. And that, if you don't have that, I would send that out as well. It was about an hour and a half when I went. They had amazing snacks, so you won't be hungry. They had amazing snacks and drinks, but it is required for anyone that is appointed on the commission. They do have them during the day, and the latest one I believe they have is at 6 p.m. So if you do need the updated dates and times that are available, definitely let me know. But I will send out that attendance policy that came out to everyone's email today after the meeting.
Thank you, Sharika. And I do need those the next times for the training.
Yes, I'll send both of those out, and I'll send it to you, Renee.
Hey, does anybody else have any questions? Okay, well, Deb, I guess you're up next.
Thank you. So on May 21st, there were several stakeholders in the community that met together to discuss our new reorganization, I should say, of our coordinated entry system. And this was based on several recommendations from the home-based report and other things that we realized we need to update in our system. And so we had a good meeting, a couple hours long, had lunch. It was a great little meeting, and we talked about several ideas and some options and some things that came out of it, some things of points of interest, I will say, that came out of the meeting is things that we're looking at as a one-stop, separate one-stop centers for individuals and families for homeless services, intake providers at each of the shelters as opposed to just one intake provider throughout the community, and then also a phone line that anyone seeking services will have to call to get a referral for homeless services. And so they go through that phone line, and it will be more than one person doing that. And so those are some things that we need to update, and we're working on getting that all together and rolling that out soon. So that's an update on that. So in the past, we've talked about trying to meet together as a commission. We've talked about every other month. We've talked about, every couple of months, and we just never seem to get that ball rolling. So, but people keep talking about it. So I wondered, and we also have, as you can see, there's a lot of people out today. I had a couple people email me and say they were traveling and they weren't going to be here today. So I figured with it being summertime and people traveling, how we felt about starting our doing an in-person in September once people have settled down for the summer and stopped traveling, and what y'all thought about that. Gives us time to put it together, get it planned. Does that sound like a good thing?
Yeah, I think it's a
In-person
great.
in September? Yeah? Okay. We'll work on planning that.
Well, before we move on, does anybody have a problem with that?
I
Okay,
saw
great.
lots of nods, so I would say that's probably.
I don't have a problem with it. I just have a question.
Sure.
For those that aren't in attendance today, just curious about their availability and schedule and if what works best for them and if a hybrid option could still be possible, even if we meet in person, for those that can only really do virtual only due to their schedule. I'm just
Well,
looking at
in the past we had talked about doing this anyway. So of course we would still email and talk about it, through via email. If September would be a good option, but I just wanted to bring it up and see what people thought about it today. But we had voted in the past to do this quarterly, I think is what we had decided, is to meet in person quarterly for this, and it would be at the same time. So and same day and everything. So, but yes, I appreciate your question about that. And we can definitely verify that everyone could do that in September before we did that.
Yeah,
So
and I
Cynthia-
think it's important to circle back too, just because now there's an attendance requirement that's going to be effective July 1st. So maybe having it hybrid, and then also there's going to be a new CES lead that's leading the meetings. So seeing different locations and abilities and things like that. So probably just getting together and finding locations, meeting agendas, making sure that it's a meaty meeting since we're meeting in person, and things like that, because it's right after the NOFA. So it's not going to be very much, but making sure we have enough information to provide and updates to provide as well.
True. Yep. Good thoughts on both of those. Yep. Thank you. And as far as our action groups, Sophia and I are getting things together to start the initial meetings with the groups in July. So we're working on having each of the groups have their initial meetings together in July and get the ball rolling on each of those groups. And that's our update on that. And that's all I have this time.
Anyone have any questions, comments, discussion? Okay, so does anyone have before we go to the last item, I guess, does anyone have any announcements or other items for discussion? Okay, so Laura and Karen, developing a COC performance review team.
Hey, I didn't know if you wanted to start, Karen, or if I should. Okay, this is not much. This is just kind of a announcement and an invitation. In past years, we have had a group that we used to call the Data and Reports group or team, and this would be a team that would dig down with me on some data, really looking at some of the metrics, usually before or shortly after a major submission. And we are looking to revamp this committee, get new membership, and find a way to sort of really formalize it so that we can really use the data that we worked so hard to collect to make decisions in the future. Part of the things that I'm thinking about in terms of revamping is, one, giving it a better name so that people don't get bogged down. You don't have to be like a data nerd or a statistician to be a part of the team. So I like the idea of giving it a new name, like a system performance team or system performance, something like that. So that's in the works. That's, soft, we might have a different name, but the point of the group would be that folks who are not service providers would be able to get more familiar with what types of metrics are collected on the programs that are being, that work in our system, and learn a little bit more about how do we know whether the programs are performing well for the community or not. I'm happy to explain how the data works, and you as a member would really be about, it would really be about taking in, making assessments, trying to make inference about what the data is saying, and then asking questions, right? And then the idea is that if we really know what the data is telling us, we might be able to use that in the future to make decisions. Like, for instance, I can look at the data and see that the group that is growing the fastest is seniors, folks who are over the age of 65. That's a population that's growing faster than any other population, which makes sense. It means people are aging as they are homeless, and also more people who are seniors are becoming homeless, right? So now that we know that that is the case, because we look at the data, the folks can then say, okay, well, what can we do about it? What programs are serving this population the best? And does that mean that maybe we need more programs like that rather than programs like this other program that isn't serving people the best? That's the type of assessment that this group would be in charge of making, right? That's the kind of comments and suggestions that I hope this team could make. So you're not being asked to be a statistician or to run a lot of reports by being a part of this group. That's something that I will handle. But by being a part of this group, you would be looking at the data in more depth, asking a lot more questions, and hopefully helping us discover something from the data that we don't usually have time for in meetings like this. So yeah, this is just a shout out to folks that if you are interested in learning more about the data, you are more than welcome to reach out to Karen. Let Karen know, and then Karen can connect you to me. That's all I have for now.
So
Thank
Laura,
you so much, Laura. That was great. This is, I think we talked a little bit about this being one of the action groups. So it's one of the but it's got a different membership. It's going to be folks who aren't providers necessarily, who aren't in the thick of things. So if you have somebody that you think really is interested in data and kind of looking at that on that level, like professors or people at the hospital or something like that, that might be a really interesting fit for some of this stuff, just let us know. That'd be great.
So Karen, do you have an email that people can send information to or questions to or whatever?
Sure, I'll drop it in the chat.
Thanks. Okay, does anyone have any questions for Laura or Karen? Okay, is there any other items that we need to discuss? Karen, are you trying to say something? You're still muted.
No, I'm just trying to type.
Okay.
I just want to give a heads up that there will be some Teams meeting links coming out from Sophia for the meeting starting in August. So for the meeting starting in August, there will be team links coming out from Sophia, who will be recording and taking over the lead process on these. So with there being a new CES lead, there will be a change in the recording of the meetings and the leadership of the meetings. So if you get an email, Teams emails from her, those are moving forward. So they're safe to click on. They'll just be replacing the ones that we currently have for Zoom.
Thank you, Sharika. Anybody else? Okay, so Deb, when is our next meeting?
July 18th.
July 18th, shoot me to it. I was getting to my calendar. Yes, July 18th.
July 18th. Okay.
Normally the July meetings are canceled because we don't have anything.
Mhm.
But if you guys would still love to meet, that is perfectly fine. And it's only because city council is canceled in July as well for the summer. So we can't take anything until they return. So just an FYI.
Anyone opposed to canceling?
I may. Okay, so that then means the next meeting will be in August. And that would be the 15th, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, so I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and enjoy the summer, and we'll see you in the middle of August. Bye-bye.
Okay, everyone.
All right.